Good evening, and welcome forward, everybody. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. I must say, yeah, it's been a minute. Had a little break, down to work commitments, but definitely Cop Talk is most definitely back, and it's also good to have my co-host here back with me. So big shouts goes out to Mr. Stoney, brother. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you very much. First and foremost, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Good to be back on the show, and I'm just looking forward to today's episode.
Yeah, man, definitely.
What, you got started without me, yeah?
I see. No, your New Year's resolution hasn't improved nothing. Then still late as usual. Okay?
It's a hard thing.
Yeah, Felix timing,
mate. It's in the DNA, mate. What can I do?
Welcome forward. Well, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. Stoney, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, viewers.
Yes, definitely. We must say. And just remember, people, we are sponsored by Global Mapping Surveys. And Global Mapping Surveys currently assist architects, property developers, construction companies all over the country. And they offer a wide range of services such as setting up topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning, monitoring. The link is all about www.globalmappingsurveys.co.uk. And mention Cop Talk and you'll get that discount. Right, gentlemen, a lot's gone on. I must say, a lot has gone on in that time. But yeah. No, Honest Cons decided to join us as well.
Is he going to show his face though?
Happy New Year, mate. Nothing ain't changed there, mate. Nothing ain't changed there.
I'm still ugly.
Yeah. Nothing don't change there, mate. I must say, yeah, a lot has gone on. Liverpool form has been very sporadic, if I put it nicely. And last game was Wolves, 2-2 draw. So now we've got to play an extra game. Some actual people were saying it might be a good thing. Some people were saying definitely not.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people who are actually sitting on a fence at the moment. I think we need game time, for us to actually get out of the rut, and we probably need a rest just to get things cracking again. So as I said, I'm not too sure. I'm kind of on the fence on that side. But look, the bigger picture is, if we want to be in all of these competitions, we want to be up there winning silverware. Then we have to continue playing. Look, that game could easily have gone the other way. If the linesman didn't save our life in the Wolves game, we wouldn't have had that replay. So we could have got.
Telling you,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, mate. It's fantastic. It was whoever's idea it was not to put a camera in that corner. Brilliant. Brilliant. Because I'll tell you what, when they scored, I was kind of like, whoa, what's going on there? And then they showed the replays, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what, it is what it is, isn't it? It's like, and then all of a sudden they pulled out the fact that Nunes was offside, coming from a offside position on the corner flag, and it's like, you know what, we'll take that.
Yeah,
we'll take that. Yeah, but it was harsh. But you know what? We've just been sloppy, isn't it? We've been sloppy. Yeah. Alisson, who look
again,
I'm not going to chastise him. You know, I mean, he's won us a lot more points than he's lost us points. But yeah, that's uncharacteristic, in all fairness. And yeah, things are just not right. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, you haven't.
No worries.
No, sorry. But yeah, disappointing. Got to be disappointing, especially as we thought we hit good form, and then it's just kind of wavered a bit. What do we do? I don't know. What does Klopp do? I don't know. We got the new lad. I was pleased the lad got. Was it Gakpo? Got his little run out. So and Nunes had a nice little decent finish as well. But yeah. Come on, we should be dispatching Wolves at home.
Do you know what? It's easy to say that, but you know what happens when a team gets a new manager, and then they're actually pulling together for that manager. They're not as hard to beat now. They look a lot more of a solid team.
Yeah,
no, they did.
So, and obviously, we're not in great form, so I can't take that as like a walkover.
Liverpool's midfield was like. overrun there. Wolves are very good now. I mean, 3 years ago, Liverpool were just clapped them. This Wolves was completely different. We've got to be honest with ourselves. Just outplayed in that middle of the park. I mean, since after the World Cup, I'm not blaming him, but the same sort of the midfielder are playing week in, week out. I just think at their age, they can't contain playing like that week in, week out. You know, they're at the wrong age of playing it. You know?
I hear that, but he continues to.
We look vulnerable.
Continues to play them.
Vulnerable, we are. Very vulnerable. I mean, the one-on-one, the amount of time they're going to get through the high press, all the goals, what's going in. Before Liverpool playing, you think, all right, we'll get a clean sheet. Now it's just like, I'm just like, we know we're not going to get a clean sheet.
But to be fair, you know what, like, I think that we've also got to consider that we were very good. Our defence started up from the front. And when you had the three up front, who we did have, Mane, Fabinho and Salah, they'd done the job in respect of closing down space, doing press, because a lot of our goals came from us pressing from the front and then getting the ball and then hurting teams. At the moment, that press is a bit like it's inconsistent, which does have a knock-on effect on the midfield. Yeah, our midfield are aging, and we do need reinforcements. Everyone knows that. But you know, we can't just keep. You know, we know the midfield is not the best. But then again, you know, our forward line is not the best at the moment. So as it's one of those where do we have a bit of patience and wait for that all to gel, or? But then again, time's against us.
Too right, time is against us.
I was pretty disappointed. Why? I don't. Before he would always start the other guy in goal. I don't know why he dropped. I'm not trying to say he's better than Alisson, but I'm just like the other guy who's, I've forgotten his name, Keller.
Keller
normally plays
Keller.
in it. Yeah. Why didn't he play in the FA Cup? I was pretty shocked that he didn't get a start. He starts in the FA Cup and the League Cup, so it was just why Alisson was there, really. Maybe because of the World Cup, I don't know.
To be fair, mate, the form we're in at the moment, he's got to play his best 11 that he's got to hand. So
yeah,
but,
has to.
Hey, has to. Got to find some form somewhere.
Keller would have been all right for them two mistakes that Alisson done, though.
Yeah, that's hindsight, bro. You can't say that now. That's hindsight. You know what I mean? Can't say that now, bro. Definitely can't say that. So, a lot of talk about. There's been a hell of a lot of talk in my WhatsApp groups about Nunes, and he's not cutting the mustard. Not good enough. This, that, and the other. He scored, took a decent chance and scored. Still hasn't stopped him from talking. But what's your lot's views? Do you think he's going to come good?
I mean, look. Do you know what? I think if we had purchased him for, I don't know. We're talking about in football terms, right? If we had purchased him for 20 mil, I don't think anyone would be saying anything. You know. He's a player that's obviously come with a big price tag. What is he, 23, 24?
23, yeah.
All right. So I don't even think he probably only had one full season before we actually purchased him as well. He's obviously breaking into the international scene as well. This is a player that's being developed. All right. I'm not putting this player up against anybody else who's actually purchased for any other clubs. It's a player that's actually been purchased to develop. So I think we have to trust in Klopp. We have to trust in our coaching staff that he's actually going to come good. If we were looking at the finished article for the striker, I have absolutely no idea what that would have cost out there. But in another...
Oops.
Nope.
They're around the same age, different position for like less than half of the price. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? We've been screaming out for a striker and an offensive player, and he's there. I think we have to.
Oh, Stoney, you're glitching.
Yes, Am I still back there?
Yeah, you're back now. You're back now.
You're back. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, is he raw? Yes. Does he miss a lot? Yes. Does he seem a player that can actually be molded into how we need for him to perform at Liverpool? Yes. Listen, time is on his side. We're not going to write off that money, and I cannot foresee us benching him. He's there to actually play and improve.
All right. Just before I go to Preds and Con, I just wanted to say something about what I believe with Nunes. For me, I've got 100% faith the boy's going to come good. Because I can see the kind of runs that he makes and everything. And that's just natural. He keeps getting into those positions and defenders don't like playing against him. He's quick, he's strong. And the runs that he makes, he keeps you on your toes. The one thing I do believe why he's under so much pressure, though, is because normally, as we know, when Klopp buys a new player like that, they don't play so many games so quick. But due to our state of form, our injury list and everything, he's having to play. He's having to play. There's no ifs or buts. He's having to play. Remember, there's no Jota, no Diaz as well. Then Firmino was out for a little spell as well. So he's having to play. So he's been thrust in there and he just has to play. That's the long and short of it. Whereas normally you get time, you get bedded in, you get come on in games, you play a game here, then you relax on yourself, you watch what's going on. See, there's no pressure on you. But now the pressure is on him, and that's why everyone's just highlighting everything. He's under a microscope at the moment and just highlighting everything he does. Which I feel that's the issue. But what's your thoughts, Brent?
You know what? I think, like I've said it before, if he would have come a year earlier when we had Mane, when we had the front three up top, and he came in, but then again we did get Jota and we did get the other lad, I can't remember his name now. Sorry, it's gone. Diaz. Yeah, we did get Diaz, but in order to answer the question, I'm backing the kid 100%. The lad is being honest in his work rate. You know, his running, his energy. Listen, you can see, like Sony said, he's raw, but you know, we know Klopp doesn't buy finished articles. You know, he buys players who he can develop, and he's got a good track record in developing players. So yeah, we have to trust Klopp in a way that, look, if he's done it before, you know, he's got a way of developing players, and Darwin Núñez will be no different. And you're absolutely right. The bedding in period, he hasn't had that benefit of having that little bit of a honeymoon period. He's been thrusted in, but then again, it could work in his favor in regards to, like, you know, just go out and play, just go and enjoy, just keep learning. And I'd rather him be in positions where he's missing the target, rather than not being.
Thank you very much. Rather than not getting no chances, at least he's there and they're about. And you know what? He's there consistently. So you know it's just gonna come, man. It's gonna come, and he's gonna hit that vein of form where he's gonna score consistent game back to back. It's gonna come, man. Yeah,
it's gonna come. I'm gonna look forward to it as well, mate. I'm telling you.
Con?
I think to myself, as a striker, he can't. It's a bit harsh. He can't score every game. We have to be realistic. He can't score every game. I think his football decisions are a bit suspect, but I'm still backing him because his teammates are backing him. You can see from the body language, okay, when he gets things wrong, they are smiling with him. They're not giving him that kind of look to say, boy, he shouldn't be here. So they must obviously see something in training that they got faith in him, and I'm backing him. I'm just going to be realistic, as I know some people will cuss him, but obviously he's a striker, but no striker scores every game. It's unrealistic. So I'm backing him. They're backing him, man. They are backing him.
I mean, he didn't ask for the price tag. The price tag was put upon him, like every other player. You know, so it's one of those where with a striker, especially once he starts getting a few goals, when it comes off his knee and it comes, like the other night, it came off his shin. But it was still a good finish. So you know, look
as long as it hits the back of the neck, mate, that's the one. That might just be the confidence booster he needs.
Exactly. And to be honest, Liverpool ain't been playing well anyway. So anytime Liverpool ain't playing well, he's going to be the first to come actually miss. If we was like before when we were hot, it wouldn't really matter if he missed or not. So yeah, I think he'll come good. I think he'll come good, man.
Okay, so those in the chat, do remember press that like, that share, and subscribe button. We're going to say good evening, Vinny. Vinny couldn't wait. He's been itching for us to be back on air, and he's the first one back supporting us. Nice one, Vinny. Nice to have you back, my friend. He says maybe he's trying to get everyone in form, Con. Good shouts out to Bingy as well. Good evening, Bingy. Bingy's logged on. So he's trying to build confidence in the team. Bingy believes it's not working at the moment. He's averaging a goal every other game, more or less. The abuse, in my opinion, is not warranted. Very true, because look at his stats compared to other people's stats. He's not doing too bad. Good evening, Mr. Paul Robinson. Nice to have you on board, sir. Good evening, gentlemen. Glad to see you back. And we swapped Nunes for Minamino. Whoa!
What? Oh, God, no.
That is low.
Wow.
Damn, that is low. Minamino, you know. And he's having a terrible time wherever it is he's gone to again. He's having a...
Is he at Monaco?
Monaco.
Terrible time.
Didn't he miss a penalty? He missed a penalty for Monaco in one of their cup games, I think.
Now, Paul, I beg you, please, Mr. Robertson, keep the faith. As Vinny says, Nunes is going to be a monster, in my opinion. I'm impressed. He'll come good, just playing in a team short of confidence. And the Bermuda Triangle midfield. Very true. Vinny says, Nunes, he's got everything. Robinson says, sorry, that was a joke. I have a lot of faith in Nunes. He's not just Andy Carroll in disguise, more Dirk Kuyt with that work rate.
Wow.
Wait, Kuyt was a legend for us, mate.
He was.
Legend.
Yeah.
She's scoring, banging hat-tricks and that against Man United. He'll always be one of mine, man, I tell you. The thing is, he's not playing badly. He's getting the opportunity. And most importantly, he seems ultra confident.
Yeah.
Bingy said he agrees. Prezi agrees with you. And he says, good to see, Vinny's saying, good to see the general consensus in here, gents, that we're all backing Nunes, as I think we should.
As we
On
should.
the Nunes talk, lads, I've seen some reports that he may not be fit for our next game.
Nunes may not be fit.
Yeah, imagine that.
All right. Yeah. So we got Brighton next. We got Brighton.
Yeah. So he may not be fit for that. So it's just like,
okay,
scores a goal and then look.
Never right. Yeah, it's just like you want him to kind of have that little consistency of scoring a goal, then back in, you know, and let him build some momentum and confidence.
Well, let's see, because it's like it's 50-50 at the moment, up in the air, whether he will be fit or not. But it's like, they said he's had a little twinge or something, or a little knock or whatever in the last game, so he may not be fit.
Okay.
For our next game. And that's going to be a very important game because Brighton's a tough team a tough cookie to crack, man.
Oh boy,
very tough cookie to crack. So that's the kind of player that we need to create spaces and create opportunities.
Yeah.
But let's hope that Firmino's back as well. So we might have some options there. So gentlemen, what did you reckon of Gakpo's debut then?
You know what? Go on, Stoney. I like the way you articulate, mate. I like it.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go last on this.
Okay, I'll go first. To be honest, I didn't know much about him during the World Cup, and I watched him. But I thought the other day against Wolves, for some reason, I thought that he suited better and he would have been better in the middle and put a Nunes out there. I just didn't think him out there. Is he that kind of player? Maybe I'm criticising because I've watched him less than in one game, but I just thought because of his height and everything, he would have been better playing in the middle and using Nunes' pace down the left. But it's hard to say, really. It's very hard for me to say. I don't know much about the guy. Even if I bumped into him today, I wouldn't even know it was him. I don't even know him. That's the honest truth. He can walk past me today. I wouldn't even know.
We've been talking about him for about a year.
I don't know him. I'm being honest. I don't know
on the show, we've been talking for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest. I don't know the guy.
When we was talking about players that we might be looking to, even before we got Diaz, we was talking about him.
I don't know the guy.
I think
I've never seen him play in the World Cup. I didn't really notice him play in the World Cup or anything. To be honest, I'm being totally honest with you. I don't know.
Bro, he scored in 3 games back to back.
Don't know him. I'm being honest with you. I'm just being totally honest. Don't know the guy. I just felt like the other day when I saw him, I thought he would have suited better in the middle because of his height, and Nunes out on the left. That's what I thought. Anyway,
I think what's quite interesting on that, Con. So we know that when Nunes was at Benfica, he did actually have an opportunity to actually play over on the left-hand side of the three. And we've obviously purchased and he's played centrally for us. And he obviously plays centrally for Uruguay as well. Similar to Gakpo, even though he's large, I think he's like 6'4". Mm-hmm. I think he's, as he said, stats can be deceptive anyway, right? But he probably got like 55 goals in like 160 games. So that's probably like 1 in 3 or whatever, right? But he actually played over on the left-hand side as well, where obviously where Mane was playing, right? Yeah. So he's played over on the left. I think in terms of his height, I think it was Van Nistelrooy was saying, even though he's got a big build, he is predominantly over on the left. He's still young as well, and he could possibly develop as a striker. So what we may actually find in terms of development for us is that we do then get the best of both worlds, where Darwin Núñez and Gakpo can actually rotate positions, where one may play left for a period of time and one plays centrally and vice versa. But yeah, just to go back, Gakpo does obviously have, the options to obviously play there. I think similarly with some of the other players that we've actually purchased as well, he's going to need time to bed in. Obviously he played very well for PSV, and he's hit the floor running through. He's for the Netherlands, but he's going to also need time to adapt in playing for us. The only downside is, he said, once again, we are actually quite light up top. So, like anything else, if it was something where Darwin Núñez isn't in a position to actually play for us against Brentford, it may well be that Gakpo plays centrally. The only downside is that it means that Ox is probably going to play up top on the left. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what he can offer out there. But I think it was a nice introduction to playing against a Premiership team, even though it's in a different competition. Wolves are still in a Premiership, so I think he did all right.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, then he's going to have to play centrally. I'd like to see him give Carvalho a chance in up there, rather than Ox. I'd like to see them give Carvalho a chance. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, I'm there with you with that one. Definitely, 100%.
Definitely. Mr. Mohammed says, coming from an Egyptian, I'm tired of Salah. He is so useless. Wow. Wow. You see how football fans can be, bro? All of a sudden, he's gone from, world power to useless.
King Salah to useless.
You understand? I don't know about that. And Bingy saying he believes that Núñez will still be out for this weekend. Okay. Big shouts goes out to Lix Latour, Mr. Thought of the Day. He says, Cop Talk, let's go. Massive fan of the show. The break was too long, man. Shout, big up, fellas. Big shouts and thanks for the support. Mr. Thought of the Day. Always nice. We're back, bro. We're back. Don't worry, man. We are back and full effect. Trust me. Vinny's saying that Gakpo couldn't have come at a worse time. And what he means by that is time to come to bed in, basically.
No, I think Gakpo is a good signing, very good signing. And when you guys saying about him playing left and playing centrally, I think you're just going to find as time goes on that they'll just do that naturally, that natural rotation. They've both got pace to go in behind. They can both come forward. And Gakpo shows some really nice touches the other night. Yeah, some really nice touches. And, you can see that he's got a creative mind. He's very positive. So, listen, again, just watch this space in it in regards to his development.
Natural border, that, man. Natural border, that. Nick Ford. Good evening, Nick. Nice to have you on board, sir. I've had someone blaming Thiago for Liverpool's woes when he's been outperforming Hendo and Fabinho. Even recently, tackles, duels won by our midfielders in their last 3 starts. He goes on to say, tackles and duels won by midfielders in the last 3 starts. Henderson, 5, Elliott, 10, Fabinho, 16, Thiago, 39.
You know what, Lee? Before you move on, Nick, I'm going to back you on that one. Absolutely. All right. I'm telling you now, Thiago has upped his game and the other midfielders have just not matched him. Right?
100%. 100%.
He can't do it alone.
No, he can't. And
He can't do it alone.
He's probing, he's getting the ball, he's dropping back, he's getting the ball, he's making us play. But then it's just the people in front of, like Endo at the moment, seems like he's having a bit of an effect from the World Cup. I think he's having a bit of a hangover from the World Cup. And Fabinho just hasn't got his legs going.
Yeah, it's a combination of, the midfield adjustment, and it's something that I've been thinking about as well. Yeah, age has probably had an impact. And as you said, Henderson hasn't been in his best form, and neither has Fabinho. Do you think that our midfield are still having to adjust with not having Bobby playing? And just hear me out on this, all right? We usually set up with the 3, all right? So if Bobby was playing, Bobby would usually play in an ambush. So sometimes it was this, we literally had 4 midfielders because he played more centrally. And then, we had Mane one side and Salah the other side. Now with Nunes playing there, Nunes actually plays more as the tip. So he's going behind the defenders as opposed to dropping, back in midfield. So I wonder if that's obviously had an impact on how we're actually functioning in midfield. I don't know. That was just something that I've been thinking about as well.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I think that can only add to it. But I think the main thing to that as well is legs, man. Legs, we're dead. No energy, man. No energy. And you have to look. The players are kind of similar, as well. That's playing in there. So we need to have that. You need to have that difference, man. We need to have like you got that Bruno Fernandes. Then you've got that kind of Fabinho player. Man. You need that, and then you want that box to box midfielder as well, who's doing all that. We don't have that. They're too similar.
What's concerning is at the moment our midfield, instead of being half a yard short, we're about 2 or 3 yards short.
And the thing is, it's with a lot of the players. I know, we still haven't seen the best of this player. We have no idea what's going to happen to him with the end of the season. Naby's come back in a few games. Maybe he's just doing it for match fitness. I have no idea. But Naby's come back in a few games. Obviously, Harvey Elliott's played in midfield. This is a very young player. I get it. Was his name Bendoik that we got from Celtic, the young lad as well? Yeah. And I wonder if
Kovacic.
Yeah, you're right as well. And I know this is another player who unfortunately is still injured, and we're probably never ever going to see this player, even though we got him on loan. But Melo. We still don't even know what's happening in terms of him actually coming back and actually playing, and how he's actually going to perform as well. So they run midfielders, but none of them are on the same wavelength. You've got somebody who's up here or somebody who's completely at the other spectrum. The combination is quite bizarre actually at the moment.
Vinny says that when Gakpo was in the stands, he looked like he wanted to go back home.
Someone's making trouble.
I'm telling you, Mr. Fortin there says bun Ox as well. Yeah, man.
I think what they do. I think with Ox and Naby, I think somewhere like they're giving him minutes. They're giving them minutes to put them in the shop window.
No. Yeah, but doesn't Ox contract end this year?
Yeah, both of them.
And Naby.
Yeah, but so therefore, why? So we got to the end of the month really to vote for them.
I think them two are quite prepared to sit there and wait to the end of the season.
Yeah, because I think a lot of footballers nowadays, they're willing to go on that free now because Ox at his age, he could still command quite a bit of money. Both of them, really.
Yeah. What's going to happen now is the reason why they're prepared to sit down is because they haven't had the best of times. They're not going to go to a team that's bigger than Liverpool. So you know what? I might as well just chill here, get my paper, then whatever happens. And then when I do sign, I can command a bigger, a bigger wage.
Signing on fee
for free as well. So
I think that now in this day and age, footballers can kind of control their own destiny, especially when they're out of contract. So Ox and Naby contracts coming to the end, right? If they're true professionals, good professionals, and I think Klopp believes that because otherwise he wouldn't have them anywhere near the squad, let alone playing. I think he might trust them in saying, right, well, do what you can for me, and then cheerio in the summer. But it's just
go with my blessing.
Yeah, but it's just whether those boys perform.
Yeah, so I don't think there'll be no Firmino and no Nunes. They are both unlikely to play.
Where are they getting their sauce from, though? Where is he getting his sauce from?
You can't ask man to divulge his sources, bro.
Yeah, mate. I'll tell you that, man. I'll have to. Yeah, me. Nick Paul says you are always been big up to all. Have a good year. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Fabs looks shot like he's burnt out, says Vinny.
Yeah, I don't get that, bro. I don't get it, bro. Like
he actually looks like he's running on sand.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's got a carrot on his back sometimes.
But you have to remember, his missus just had a baby the other day, so
that's got.
might have
Go
to
on.
explain it.
Can I be selfish? Can I be out of order with my comment?
Go on, though.
His missus don't play for Liverpool, you know.
Yeah.
So, it's really
Real talk, bro. Hey, real talk, Stoney. Real talk.
Stoney.
Yeah, she don't play for us, man. Nick, I'm not going to put that one up. I will get to that comment. That's coming a bit later, so don't worry, Nick. I've seen that one. I will get to that one. Vinny says, I've got more faith in getting an interest-free loan from a loan shark than Naby doing anything for us. Oh, man.
That's hard. That is hard.
Vinny, you're fire!
That is harsh.
Not even an interest-free loan from my bank. A
Right,
loan shark.
Loan shark.
Right, Vinny, I'm going to stick up for that. When's the last time Naby's played 90 minutes for Liverpool?
When's the last time he played what?
Last Saturday, bro.
90 minutes.
Oh, 90 minutes. No.
He didn't
90
start.
minutes.
He didn't start.
No, yeah, 90 minutes.
Yeah. That could be well. I'll put that one in a quiz next time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And if anybody gets that, ask me.
I'll tell you, mate, because it's like Naby. Look, Naby came with this reputation. Well, not this reputation, but Klopp kind of built him up, saying, "I've been watching him for years. I like the kid. I like the way what he does." And maybe he has got that ability. It just hasn't lived up to that billing.
Yeah, no, he has. I've seen it, but you can see that he has that. But
yeah,
he's been unlucky with injuries and that, man.
Yeah, he's been unlucky with injuries, but then there's times when he weren't injured, but he still didn't command a first-team spot. So, I mean, I again, anyone in the Liverpool shirt, I'm going to support them until the end. And I really do hope, with all the injuries that he's had and all the mishaps that he's had, I really do hope that he can stay injury-free and have a really good, positive, second part of the season.
Yeah, it would be good, man. It would be good if he could. Trust me, it would be very nice. Anyway, we are going to move on from that terrible game, because it was a terrible game. And like we said, we were actually very lucky. Thank you, Lino. Your envelope is on its way. Don't worry. We have to look at an extra game now, a replay. Molyneux as well. It's going to be tough. Transfers, gentlemen. As we all know, everybody's talking about our midfield. So I think everybody and their dog can see that. That's what we need. Start off with Yuri Tillemans. The headline says Yuri Tillemans is Liverpool's. The Leicester ace, Yuri Tillemans, is another potential signing for Liverpool. He has been heavily linked with Arsenal, but Gunners sporting director Edu has been left shocked by his massive wage demands. If Liverpool are willing to pay Tillemans what he wants, then it seems the signing is theirs. Is that
is he going to be on a free at the end of the season?
Is he He'll be a free.
He'll be a free because Arsenal wanted to go for him, didn't they?
Right. Okay.
This season, and Leicester turned it down.
So, I just said that, Con. Listen, son, listen. They were shocked and disgusted by his wage demands. So that's why Arsenal have kind of backed off.
Okay. I wonder how much salary he's commanding. Then I wonder how much he's on.
Asking for. I see Preds has got a thumbs down.
Maybe he gave that price tag to outprice himself from going to Arsenal because he wants to put himself in that shop window for Liverpool. Me personally, I think he's gonna. If he comes, he blocks players like Elliott and Cavalier coming through. Tielemans is a what? He's a number 10. I know he's played number 8 at Leicester, but I haven't seen anything from him this season which warrants us signing him. But then again, what do I know? But I just think for me it's a thumbs down.
Okay.
What was that? Thumbs up or thumbs down from you, Stoney?
You know, I'm unsure. I've obviously I've seen Tielemans probably play as much as you guys have as well. We probably need to rebolster our midfield. He's coming in on a free. What is he? I think he's 27.
Yeah,
he'll offer us something a little bit different in the middle of the park. As he said, he can play in the number 8. He can play in the number 6 as well, and he's got energy. And the other side of it is that he's a full international. So there's options. It would be him coming in with more midfielders, not him coming in alone to try and resolve some of the issues that we're having. But if you're asking me if I'd like for him to come in as part of our squad as midfield, then for me the answer would be yes.
Con.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him coming, but I just get a little bit frustrated. No, like what you said, that Ox and Naby could go on a free. I just think Klopp needs to now, when he gets to 18 months, sell those players, because if Liverpool sold Ox and Naby last year, well, in the summer, that money would have covered Tielemans' money to come to Liverpool. Liverpool always quivering over money, but how many times we're going to let these players leave on a free then? After 18 months, if they in 18 months' time, if they're not in the manager's plans or they're not going to sign a new contract, get rid and rejuvenate that money.
But the thing is,
between Ox, all right, let's be honest, Ox and Naby, how much, if we sold them in the summer combined, how much do you reckon we could have got, roughly?
I think it'd have been tricky, especially with Naby, because he hasn't shown any form of match fitness. I wonder if his value would have been, well, it's hard, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get the match fitness to try and put a price on him. I don't know. I do agree with you though, Con, because if that's the case, it's going to be Naby, Ox, and Bobby who's all going to go on a free this summer.
And look how much money that is. Then we're going to quiver about signing all that thing about Mane, this and that. Get rid. If they're not in the manager, get rid, get that money and do something else, investigate. Because them free at this time and moment, that's a lot of money.
It's Klopp being loyal again, isn't it? Like that's what made some managers are very good managers when they were successful managers. They knew that they had players, and their players came to end of a shelf life at some particular point, and you have to then refresh it and go again. And that's why there are some. I'm not saying Klopp's not a great manager; he is a great manager. I just think sometimes that loyalty he pays to these sort of players has an impact.
Yeah, because look at Milner. You give Milner like a new contract on $100,000 a week. Come on, man. That money could have gone to that. We might have still had Mane. That money could have gone towards his money. Got to stop doing that. Got to stop letting come to a decision. As either you rate the player, you don't rate him. After 18 months, if he's not going to sign, get rid. Get rid. Even at a loss, some money's better than none. Surely.
No, definitely. Some money plus you're getting him off the wage bill.
Sorry to go on my rant about that. Tielemans, I think there was a time when he was hot all the time, but he seems, maybe because of the environment of Leicester, they're not investing in new players and everything. He seems like he's not happy there. It's a gamble.
I don't think he's happy. Sorry to cut you, Con. I don't think he's happy. Especially when they've been struggling. And then there was a game, I can't remember what game it was, about 3 weeks ago or something, and they dropped, he was on the bench.
Yes.
And you're struggling, and I'm like, are you sure? Sorry, he's one of your best players out there, mate. Sorry, and he was on the bench. So
it's a gamble.
For me, he's a decent player. He's a good player. Get him on a free. I don't mind, but 100%. My sentiments are the same as like Stoney said. Not him by himself. We need others with him, and for him, he'd make a great squad player for me. Great squad player, and he's a quality baller. He can play ball. So He can fit in that Liverpool team there neatly. You know what I mean? As a squad player, he's not going to be like our new superstar for me. Definitely not. But he can come in and do a job. And we need people in there to do it at the moment.
But can I ask a question then? When Liverpool was, to me, 2 or 3 years ago, really good, I felt that Liverpool's best midfield were the ones that were box to box. Now, what direction is Liverpool going now? Do we carry on going for box to box, or are we going for one box to box and the other 2 flair players? I don't know. You tell me what do you think?
I think that's down to Klopp, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what I was saying as well. If you actually look at the profile of our midfielders, they all kind of vary. So look, we're thinking of the ones at the older age, right? So that means Milner, Fabinho,
Henderson,
Thiago, right? And then we've got Naby, who's going to we got Naby and Ox, who injury prone, they're going to be moving on. Arthur, Melo, who's still with us regardless, right? He's still there. That's obviously on loan, so I can't see him purchasing us. And then the other end are the really young ones. So we've still got Curtis Jones, we've still got Harvey Elliott, we've still got Carvalho, we've still got Bobby Clark, who's still to feature. And what's the young guys here? Stefan Yeah. So then look,
he looks like
me.
He looks like
We've got that big combination of, and as I said, the young boy that we just got from Celtic as well. So he fits into the latter ones that I was speaking about. We got the older ones, the ones that are injured that are going to be moved on, and then the younger ones. So that's what I'm saying. The contrast, it's quite varied. It doesn't seem, I can't see where everything's kind of gelling at the moment. So,
I think Con. I agree with Con.
Yeah.
In regards to our midfield, if you think about our midfield, when we was doing really well, we had Wijnaldum. Our main 3 was Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson. Yeah. And they were workhorses, but Wijnaldum had a bit about him.
Of course
but he can play he could have played the 4, he could have played the 6, he could have played the 8, he could play the number 10. The boy was up and down the place, and he done the dirty, and sometimes he done the dirty work that people don't really see. You know, and people reacted off of that. Fabinho reacted off of that. He had that protection. And at the moment, our midfield just like I said, they're 2 or 3 yards behind. Like any team, any back 4 are going to have an issue with balls being played through when your midfield are not pressing, and then it allows their players to get the ball on the turn and then look for runners. It's hard work for them.
Very hard work. And our midfield are not keeping up with their midfield runners. And they've gone forward as well. That's another issue. So,
did you see the rotation that Wolves were doing? And then when that lad come on for Wolves in midfield, was it Nunes, the midfielder for Wolves? Oh my God!
Yes.
Like if you watch football, like, and you look in the detail of football, he was picking up pockets of space. He was threading balls through that he had no right to thread through. He was making them tick, and that's where I thought to myself, you know what, we could lose this not by just 1, by 2, because this boy is looking all right. So he opened my eyes, that boy.
But what was interesting as well with Lopetegui coming here at the moment, remember Wolves used to play with the back 3 some of the time, didn't they?
Yeah.
They actually played a 4-4-2 against us, and they played with 2 men up front. They played with Jimenez and is it Guedes? Jimenez played on the right side and Guedes played on the other. So they actually played that 4-4-2, but they played it so effectively. I mean, they had the young they had that defender that used to play for Burnley. Was it Collins? Collins. Listen, Collins was playing like prime Franz Beckenbauer. Honestly, there was periods of time that we weren't even being touched. As he said, they played Neves and Hodge in the middle of the park, and them 2 centrally up against them 2 in the middle, Neves and Hodge. Yeah, because it was Neves and Hodge. They had the 2 centrally on our 3. We were getting overrun by 2 players in there. 2 players.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. The rotation, bro.
Mad.
Yeah, their rotations were crazy.
So, Vinny's saying, if Arsenal said no, then I can't see us paying it, talking about the Tielemans' wages. Good evening, Mr. Amonde Chuma from the Man United. Nice to have you back on board. So he says, good evening, panel. Any joy solving the club issues in this war room think tank? Jokes aside, big respect, guys. Love the channel. Big shouts, Mr. Monday Juma. Nice to have you on board supporting us, bro.
No.
He's on a free. Next season, that is, if we get him in jam, we're gonna have to pay some money for him.
No, but I think that thing's wrong. I think Arsenal put a bid in for 60 million and Leicester just turned it down.
All right.
Leicester turned it down. I didn't even get to the stage of personal terms. Yeah, right. It got to they offered 6 because I at the time I was thinking, wow, Leicester's owners want to sell the club. 60 million they offered it, and Leicester was the one who turned it down.
Okay.
So Vinny says Ginny has been the biggest loss of all, to be honest, more than Mane. I think that's very debatable.
That's a show within itself, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a show. That is a show within itself. Definitely. Mr. Thought of the Day is saying we need about 5 man in midfield so we can snap up some freebies. Good evening, Solo. Another one from the Man United agenda. Nice to have you, sir. And he says, Liverpool in the mud, stay in the mud. Yeah. Hey, just remember, you lot got City this weekend, yeah?
Oh God.
Yeah, so watch your own back.
Yeah, and when's the last time Man City's lost 2 games on the trot?
Yeah, well,
under Pep.
Oh yeah, Paul Robinson. Listen, I think if you was a regular watcher when we was back on, I think like you'll notice that we've stopped discussing Bellingham now because it's tired now. It's tired, and I think we've given up hope of Bellingham coming now. I think we resided to the fact that he'll probably end up at Real Madrid. To be fair,
why would it? But think about why would he come to Liverpool though?
It's the him wanting to come home. Number one, that's the only reason why. Basically, is that he was talking of him wanting to come back to England.
Right, whatever Liverpool offered him in wages, other clubs could offer him 3 or 4 times more.
Of course.
I support Liverpool, but if Man City said to me, you know what, we can give you 4 times the wages.
Stop there. Don't make me have to remove you from the show, you know. I will remove you from the show. My finger's on the button, bro. My finger is on the button. We will be 3 of us doing the show.
Okay.
And you'll get your free transfer, bruv.
Nah, listen, as a Liverpool fan, growing up as a Liverpool fan, it's your dream to play for your club. I don't care what they're going to come and tell me. I'm going to play for them. I'm going to play for my club. Are you mad? Remember, they're not giving me stupid money, you know. I'm still going to be getting, because I'm a baller, I'll be getting like 200 bags a week. You get me? I don't care if Man City want to offer me 350. 200 grand a week, I'm not broke. And
I like you to have that same conversation in front of your missus and say that.
You just showed me, bro. Man, we're going to lose something strange for a piece of change, bro.
We're going to lose 150 grand a week.
Going to be something strange for a piece of change. I'm worried about you. I'm worried.
I'm being real. I'm
taking. Soshi says, good evening, chaps. Good evening, Soshi. Bingy saying Klopp wants to keep Bobby. I believe they're working on a deal. Yep, I've heard that as well. That they're meant to be working on a deal to keep him, to give him a new contract.
He's 31.
Yeah. Yeah.
31.
Yeah. But this is
mate, if we're giving Milner a new contract, come on, man.
Exactly. That's right. Monday says hit that like button, that share as well. Oh, look, Soshi's also agreeing, saying Bobby has to stay.
Yeah, the certain man. Yeah.
100 grand a week. He's on 180 a week now.
Vinny says Milner will be with us when his 6-year-old gets to a pension. He probably will. But he says, to be honest, he doesn't have an issue with Milner.
I think to be fair, right? I think Milner is a different kettle of fish. I think Milner is the club likes him being in and around the squad because of his professionalism. He's a role model. And all of those little bits and pieces, and I think that's why Klopp wants to keep him around a little bit longer. And furthermore, he still outruns everybody in pre-season.
Yeah,
he's still fit as he's still fit as a fiddle. Maybe not as quick as he used to be 10 or 20 years ago. But
that's why he always gets booked.
Yeah, doing those lunging tackles, but
Yeah, because he's late.
about
but-
2 weeks late. But
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
telling you.
but we got to remember in the background, you know, he's also there as one of those senior players who's there to talk to young
100%,
players,
100%.
you know, to advise them. And look,
Well, you know what? He should do that from the coaching room.
Thank you.
And I think he will do that. I think he will do that.
He should be on the bench next to Klopp and Pep Linders.
Yeah, so
That's
give
where
him
he should
100
be.
grand a week, 100
Yeah,
grand a week for
on the
coaching
bench
job.
alongside them guys, and then on the training ground, that's where he should play his main positions, mate.
Well,
Yeah.
you never know. He might get to that way. But you know,
I'm hoping he does.
Listen, if someone's going to offer you 100,
Monday's answering a question, which I think Stoney's probably half answered, because we mentioned some of them players earlier before Monday was on. He says, where are the youths coming through the academy like Arsenal, Chelsea, City, and United? Or are your first team heavy like Keegan's Newcastle?
Oh, I don't mind. Just in case Monday had tuned off. On Mondays, I think one of the questions before we were asking about our midfield as an example, and I think in terms of some of the young players, I'd mentioned Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Fabio Carvalho. We've got Bobby Clark, Stefan Bizic that's currently playing in midfield. Remember, we've bought Calvin Ramsey as well. Another young player as well. Helagar, what is he, like 23?
Yep.
So he's still young. Bearing in mind as well, on Monday,
he's won trophies.
We also have Gapco, who's also 23 as well, even though we've purchased him. And moving forward, even though I know some of these players are out on loan, remember we still got Tyler Morton, who played for us quite a lot last season. Connor Bradley, who was with us as well. Leighton Clarkson. Played for us as well. We got Harvey Blair. Who else have we got? Young boy right midfield, Kate Gordon. As well.
Tyler Morton's just signed a new long-term contract.
All right, cool. And
Lewis Kumas as well signs his first professional contract.
And we got Jake Kane as well. So we have got youngsters on Monday. They have featured for us last season. Some of our youngsters have actually gone out on loan to get some experience, so they'll come back. So I think at the moment we've got a combination of youngsters coming through. We're purchasing young players, and we still have our first team players. Just to answer your question, sir.
Well done, Stoney. Okay.
Put him in his place, Stoney. You put that Rebel MC in his place.
Drop the mic.
I said,
Rebel MC.
Vinny says, I don't have an issue with Milner's contract. Great servant, and I don't think he's taken up anyone's space. Other players need to step up. Okay. So Junior's been the biggest loss, more than money. Oh, you said that already. Yep. Bingy agrees with it. Yep. Allegedly, we offered Bellingham's dad a scouting job, and we'll sign his brother as well. Vinny, listen, Vinny, I beg you.
Didn't they do that to what was that player that used to play for Leeds? He was the Australian striker that used to play for Leeds.
Vidic.
No, not Harry Gill.
Mark Viduka.
Mark Viduka. They did that with Mark Viduka, didn't they? They gave him one of the scouting jobs. I'm sure his dad, his neighbour, the Dustman, were all scouts just so they can buff up his contract. So...
Where is Vinny getting his source from? Viz.
You have to ask him, man. You have to ask him. Reduce wages on a 2-year deal. All right, here's a good question. Mr. Fortnite says, for the state the club's in now, are we blaming Klopp or FSG? Good question.
Listen, it's a combination of. It's a combination of, right?
I'm blaming both.
And I was just about to say that because, look, Klopp does not appear to me to be a man that lacks intelligence or foresight. All right. So I'm confident that he has some form of dialogue with our owners, our sporting directors, XYZ. All right. If he didn't believe in the project that FSG were trying to implement in the next few years, I couldn't see him actually re-signing that contract, regardless of how much he loved Liverpool, how much he's created us. Klopp could have moved on. So I believe that he's aware of the project that FSG is doing, and he actually believes in it. Does Klopp have some areas which are quite frustrating? Yes, but I suppose he seems to be his own man. And if he's going to rebuild this squad, he's going to do it his way. So I think it's a combination of, the word blame is a little bit too hard, but I think both of them are owners and Klopp. They're working in tandem.
Okay.
I couldn't put it better myself, mate.
What was you going to say?
I'm blaming both of them. I'm blaming Klopp and the board. I mean, like I said, I'm sick and tired of Liverpool keep under Klopp. I can't think of a previous Liverpool manager where so many of the players leave on a free. I mean, Daniel Sturridge, Genie. We just keep forgetting. There's just so many players leave on a free, and it's very frustrating. Them Liverpool complain about money. Very frustrating.
That's
it's very frustrating. The amount of players who leave on a free. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of players who leave on a free. I mean, I think since Klopp's been there, only 2 players have left over 20 million. I think, what's his name? Ryan Brewster and Firmino.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't think of anyone on the top of my head who's left over. Most of them just left on a free.
What about Coutinho? What about Coutinho?
Coutinho.
Okay, Coutinho. Yeah, I'm just saying, there's not a lot of players.
What's his name leave before Klopp? What's the guys at Bournemouth now? The striker.
Solanke.
Leave for 20 million. He didn't leave for 20 million.
I'm sure it was about 20 million.
No, he didn't. He left for 19. But I'm just saying that a lot of players have left on a free.
Benteke was what? Was he 16 million or something like that?
I don't know.
20 million. I'm just saying a lot of players
in general,
left on free.
Yeah. No,
a lot of players are left on a free. And then I think with the board, you don't know what the board's doing. I think the board, what they're quoting, they want to sell Liverpool for, I think, really? What is it, 3 billion?
Yeah,
Something like that. They want
3.5 billion, yeah.
So
I mean that place I can kind of see that, because if you look, we are a global brand.
Of course.
So I think if they're looking on it that side, then I can try and envisage it. And if you think of it as well, all right, a fair amount of money was saved with us actually not moving the stadium but redeveloping the stadium. So there's still potential. We're still building one of the stands at the moment. So look how much additional value that's actually going to be added to our club. I'm not saying it's going to happen this season because we're a little bit fluffy, right? But we're usually in the Champions League and we're usually in the contention for all of the other competitions we're in. And if you think when we're touring, our brand is still massive. So I think that if it is anywhere around that like the 3 billion or whatever, I think that's a fair valuation for us.
But I think the timing of when that was released wasn't really great. The timing of that Liverpool want to sell. And I mean, obviously, we're pretty lucky. I really thought that Liverpool were going to do like Leicester and Mike Ashley, where they want to sell. They didn't. They weren't reinvested in nothing. Those owners, you know. Look what Brendan Rodgers got to play with, 10 million for the whole season. Mike Ashley was just being tight as well, and we're pretty lucky. I mean,
but we got to say, but we got to say that FSG is not really, FSG. We've got to look at the work that they put in regards to developing Liverpool as a global brand, and in regards to redeveloping Anfield, because before they came along, it was all about getting a new ground, and then they found contingencies to actually let's stay at Anfield and let's develop Anfield. Where I blame both of them, Klopp and FSG, is in regards to just the continued development of the team. Like we were successful in those periods, so we need to build on it. We didn't. We did, and we stood still. And you got other teams in and around us who just, bamboozled us with signings and X, Y, and Z. And now teams like Newcastle are kind of stepping above us, and that's where I blame Klopp and FSG in regards to we've got great transfers, but where we should have built on our success and built a foundation of the squad going forward.
100%.
Yeah, because look at that. What I think over Christmas 2021, Liverpool top of the league, struggling for players, and they went and got a player from Preston North End for 2 million.
Yes.
No one else bought nothing.
Hey, but that works all right because we sold him for about 7 or 8 million.
No, but my thing was
money, bro. We made money on him.
No. Jokes aside, Artie, but we was top of the league. I mean, if we invested in more players, then we might have won the league again.
But you know, in hindsight, there is Ocon. Maybe we didn't because we had our eye on Ibrahima, and that's who we ended up purchasing. Remember?
Yeah.
If you
Mhm.
if you remember
I
that.
know, but I mean, not even to get a player on loan or something. Come on, worldwide. We would have
But then
got someone
doesn't
from
yeah.
Preston.
But then
Preston
don't,
North End.
but then like you know what? Like I've tracked up conspiracy theorists. I want to know the details then of Genie's departure because if we're not prepared to pay Genie the money that he wanted, but we're giving other 30-year-olds the money that they want, like where would the comparison? What stopped Liverpool from actually, you know what, recognizing Genie's worth and Mane's worth and not
Black,
investing in them?
Black Lives Matters.
Do you know with that? You know
It's
with
just
that
it's just a
situation,
conspiracy, yeah.
Preds. You know with that
Yeah.
situation, and I know we're only just speaking about only one player. I know there was many others, all right. But with the Genie, I still think it was more about him wanting to go to somewhere else for another project. I think it was a query. I think it was a query about a new contract. But
Yeah.
I believe that he came to Liverpool for a project and he was successful with that project. Him and his team probably looked at, whatever contract we could offer him. But I think in his heart, he just wanted to go elsewhere. And that's what I was saying. For me, individually, he was a wonderful servant for us and players move on. So I think it was more to do with the project thing, why he moved elsewhere. I could be completely wrong, but that's just how I kind of looked at
No,
that.
but it makes sense. Yeah, but it makes sense. You got to look on both sides of the story, both sides, don't you? You can't look at one side. So it's interesting to hear another take on it.
Okay, so Bingy B says he agrees. Preds, M7, Hendo, Allison, and Robbo are the only ones with capo quality. I think that's why M7 features a lot. And Amonde's responding to you, Stoney, saying, "Thanks, Stoney. Appreciate you answering. I was referring to academy, not purchase players who could make the first team."
Cool. So I did mention that afterwards as
well. Before, by the way, yeah?
You did.
So move the locks from your ears, Amonde. Yeah, you might hear something there, mate. We just extended our youth player contracts, and who's out on loan as well. That's the two that I mentioned as well.
Morton, isn't it? Yeah.
Tyler Morton and Kumas, Lewis Kumas as well. This is a nice one, Stoney. Okay.
Nice one, Stoney.
He's laughing at Codway. He's saying, right, Vinny says, I think Klopp also wants to challenge himself by building a second winning team, something he's never had the opportunity to do before. Vinny, all right, I see that. And of course, of course you want to, but don't you think you should be looking at, as we've mentioned before, the continuation of you looking and foresight? I can see that these guys, the kind of football I'm playing as well, these guys are going to get tired and whatever, or these guys want to leave. I need to reinvest in the team. Why is you waiting till we're depleted and whatever, we're in a state of array to be saying, yeah, I want to build a new? That doesn't make no sense to me. Come on. You look at most managers, man, they'll have foresight. And you know what? They'll start replacing play. Alex Ferguson was tremendous at that. I have to give him that. Even as a man, I have to give him that. These guys, like you've come in, you served your purpose. See you later.
Ruthless.
You are off, mate. No ifs or buts. And you get somebody else in to do the job. Simple.
True. See, like with Harvey Elliott, I just don't think how Liverpool play, he's going to make it as a centre midfielder. I don't know. I might be wrong. I would like to know.
I don't think that's his best position for him, to be fair.
Yeah, Con. I think I actually agree with you there because even when he was out on loan out at Blackburn, right, he was actually playing. Sometimes Blackburn played the 4-4-2, which meant that Harvey was over on the right as actually playing on the right hand side, not centrally. And if they played the 4-3-3, he actually played up top where Salah played, and he had such more of an offensive impact playing where Salah played when he was with Blackburn. So I do agree with you on that. Con. I know he's obviously part of his development playing centrally, but I think he needs to be able to play higher up for us to see the best of him.
Do you know why he's playing in midfield?
Because
legs.
Definitely, yeah.
Legs.
Yeah.
Like he's a good player, but he's got legs and he's got that. You know, he can get around and do a lot of the players' work. But then it shouldn't be left down to the youngster to be running around trying to chase the ball when you've got these other experienced players who are half a yard short And I agree with you, Ari. I think Klopp. I've always said that about Klopp. Klopp's too loyal, and he should be. He needs to. If he wants to build that second winning side, then he needs to be clinical. He needs to be like, right, listen, you've come to the end. I need to now go on. But like you said,
that should have been in motion 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago, and I said that earlier in other. I've said that in other shows as well. We should have been building from the time we won the league. Right, we should have been starting to bring these little players in and bedding them in now. But then it's all about, it's already happened. Right, let's start doing it now. So this could actually set us back a year in regards to being a force and being a title contenders.
Yeah, someone said in one of our groups, he reckons that we're 2 or 3 transfer windows behind teams like Man City and that. Because we're like 2 or 3 transfer windows behind them.
I think it's kind of hard with that, and yeah, there's so many variables to that. Yeah, we are definitely behind. Yeah, there's 100%. So many variables. But yeah,
he says he reckons it was about 25 mil we got for Solanke. I'm not sure on that. If anybody else knows, please put it up in the comments. What did we get for Solanke? And I'm sure Benteke was 16 million actually to Palace. Okay. I'm sure that was 16 million.
Where's he playing for now? I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Paid 32 million. So, 32 million we paid for him.
And next one, remind us. And next one we're talking about is Moses Caicedo. Brighton midfielder is doing nothing to stop the speculation surrounding a move to Liverpool after he liked a tweet sent to him that translates to Liverpool awaits you champion. Will he be a Liverpool player in this window? So apparently there's meant to be quite a few legs with this story, and that it's meant to be quite serious for this player, apparently. So again, Caicedo, a thumbs up?
I'm going to be honest. My mind, or he hasn't been on my radar. I know that collectively Brighton have been playing well, but he hasn't been on my radar, so I wouldn't be able to comment on this player.
Okay. Oh, President's giving us a thumbs up.
I like the boy. The boy.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bit of steel. He gets around. He's got a good touch. He's a ball playing midfielder. Box to box. He can either be as a number 4 who can sit in front of the back 4, or he can be a number 8 going box to box. Yeah. And I think at the age he's at the moment, I think yes, that could be. I'd rather get him buy him than getting Telemans on a free.
Okay.
Well, you know that they were talking about, apparently at first they were talking about 70 million for him. Apparently they're meant to have lowered their valuation now, because there's some speculation that the player actually wants to go. Yeah. So they've actually lowered their expectations now. I'm not sure to what but they've lowered it from 70 million that was first quoted.
Okay. Yeah. What about the other lad? What about the other lad? I did see a little rumor saying that the McAllister as well was looking at.
Ooh,
from Brighton.
That's going to be big money.
Yeah.
No ifs or buts.
Yeah, that's gonna.
No ifs or buts. Money. I'd rather. No, I won't say it anyway. I won't say it. Con. Moses Caicedo.
I don't. I'm like with Stoney. I don't know much about him, to be honest.
I don't.
Okay.
McAllister, I think was good. I think he had a good World Cup. I think if we tried to get him before the World Cup, it would have been cheap. But now his value's just skyrocketed, hasn't it?
It wouldn't have been cheap, bro, before the World Cup, because he was doing bits for New Brighton, bro. He was doing bits for a minute. So he wouldn't have been cheap, I'll tell you that much. And now it's probably just doubled, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Solanke was 21.2 mil to Bournemouth.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that, Paul. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Enzo Fernandez.
That's the other Argentinian, right?
His World Cup win has been linked to Liverpool, but he did appear that the rising star was heading to the Reds' Premier League rivals, Chelsea. However, Fernandez, manager at his club side Benfica, says that the talks are over with Chelsea. Smith said, "I'm glad this question is closed now. We can focus on football again. The important thing is now the player and the club deal with the situation. It's all very open and sincere. I never had any doubts about his character, personality, and attitude. an extraordinary player who loves to play football for Benfica. Could Liverpool now make a move for Fernandes?
So he's a brilliant player. I think there's going to be so much things. What is he? I think he's like 21, right? So he's a tidy midfield player. For me, when Benfica sell their players, they make sure they get the bag.
Top dollar.
So if we're looking to even enter the equation there, we can't be going in with pie and mash. We need to be ready with money. So
caviar money.
So look, we get him some dough. We get him Nabi and Ox.
Oh, Nabi and a plate of oxtail. That's all we could give him.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, he's an amazing player. I'd love for him to be part of, and I was saying before, I just don't think it's a case of one midfielder coming in. I think it's quite a few. If we're in a position to be in a conversation and get him, then I would be very, very, very happy. Once you guys finish speaking, there's another player as well, but we're just speaking about Enzo. So yeah, I definitely.
I got a couple more on my list to go through first.
I gotta be honest. With Enzo. I like the way he performed in the World Cup. In regards to, he played really, really well, but his mannerism and the way he was playing, he was in people's faces, and he was like, he was he was a horrible little guy. He's a pest, and that's what I liked about him. I thought, as well as you being a very good player, you're just horrible to play against, man. So and if you're in the red shirt,
love
tick
that
box,
love that. On. Well, tell me, I don't know much about him. Go on, let's hear
it. I don't know much about him. I'm not really feeling him, to be honest. I just think it's a bit. He had an okay World Cup, but just long time. I just not really feeling him for a Liverpool player.
He could almost end up being like Arsenal bought they bought a Uruguayan midfielder, didn't they, a couple of seasons ago? I'm sure he ended up playing for like half a season. He went, was his name Torreira or something like that?
Yes, Torreira, yes.
Torreira. Remember they bought Torreira?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Every time I'm seeing Enzo, even though I know they play differently, I keep in my head every time I keep thinking he's going to be like a Torreira, where he played very good internationally. He was purchased by a Premiership club, and then things didn't work out. So that's the only thing.
Come like Edar Diouf, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, El Hadji Diouf. Remember that brother? With the Cisco head. Oh, man.
Hey, he's a good man. He's a good man. I met him in a nightclub. He bought me a couple of drinks. He's a good lad.
I bet he the drinks were a
pound or two, was he?
Hey?
So he went short of a pound or two, bro.
Yeah, well, listen, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
He should have bought you a bottle or two.
Well, I didn't want to brag, but he bought a couple of bottles of champagne. I didn't want to brag.
Okay.
I was trying to keep it humble, but if you want me to bring it out, I'll bring it out. You know what I mean?
You want to bust his head, bro. That's probably why. Disgusting player, mate. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, we move on from Fernandes. Liverpool are warned they may need to pay 76 million to complete a signing of Matheus Nunes. Liverpool have been sent a warning by one of their former players over making a move to sign Matheus Nunes. Former Liverpool defender Glenn Johnson believes that if the Reds are to sign Nunes, they may have to pay double the 38 million that Wolves reportedly paid in order to get the deal over the line. Matheus Nunes.
No,
I know Reds is going to say that. I know that. 100%.
Was that a thumbs down?
Con, go on. Tell me you don't know much about him. Go on.
No, he's all right. He's a good player, but I just think Liverpool don't need to pay that kind of money for him at all. Because just like all you do is just talk to one of his teammates and just say Liverpool interested. Let him just, you know what players are like. They go on strike, unsettle him, and Wolves might as well cash him in. I don't think we have to pay that much for him.
No, we won't have to pay that much because who's his agent? Is it Mendes?
Mendes, yeah. Mendes has probably got all of their agents.
Right, and I bet you any money that boy's got a clause somewhere in that contract.
Yeah. You see with Nunes, Artie. And you're probably going to come to this player along your list anyway. The only thing about with Nunes, he plays in the same position as what's his name, João Paulinho for Fulham. So they're both Portuguese. They can both play in the 6 or they can both play in the 8s. So if you're asking me between the two, even though I know Paulinho,
I know.
You like Paulinho from day.
From dot. So even though Nunes is probably 24 when I think Paulinho 27, if it's between the two, it's like night and day, man. Yeah. Paulinho for me all the time. He runs the midfield.
And he did again today.
Yeah. He is who he should be running down.
Okay. All right. So Atalanta, 10 Kooptalkers. Liverpool's reported interest in Dutch international 10 Kooptalkers has been given fresh impetus after comments made by one of his current club's top bosses. The Reds have been linked with a host of midfielders since the January transfer window opened, including the 24-year-old from World Cup star from Atalanta. The player himself is quoted by Fabrizio Romano as saying that the links with Liverpool are nice to see and that he will be interested in a move to Liverpool. But nothing concrete is yet.
He used to play for AZ before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
so we're all looking at the same
work.
Huh?
I said Stoney's done his own work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So he kind of plays in those. He kind of plays in those kind of same central midfield positions. So he can probably then play where Fabinho plays as a holding one. He can play in the number 8s, but he can also play where Bobby plays as well. In that where Bobby and Jota play, you know, where they play centrally, they drop off. He can actually play there as well. So that will be interesting. And what same as the player you mentioned before from Wolves? I think he's 24 as well.
Nunes, 24. Yes, 24.
Yeah. I'm not too sure whether he's playing any. I don't know whether he's international or anything. So I don't know that much about him. But
he played for Holland.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
played for Holland at the World Cup.
Oh, cool. Okay then.
Yeah.
All right.
Played for Holland at the World Cup.
Can I say
saying that Atalanta's sporting director he said he'll welcome an offer.
Okay.
From Liverpool, welcome an offer. So
I'm going to say it before Con says it. I don't know much about him.
Okay.
I don't want Con to take all the spotlight, right?
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, you start trademarking these little comments.
Okay, so we move on. Last midfielder I'm going to speak about now because Stoney's already brought up Paulinho. So one more. Liverpool are being linked with a move for Nice midfielder Khéphren Thuram. According to a report, Liverpool are expressing an interest in signing Thuram, claim that the Reds have included a 21-year-old in their list of potential targets. It reported that Liverpool have held talks with Thuram over a potential move, although it does not specify whether any of the apparent conversations were positive or negative. And apparently this one, Thuram is like 6'4". So, go on. You don't know much about him, do you, Preds? You're not alone there, to be fair.
Hold on, Stoney.
Yeah, the only thing with Thuram at the moment, and quote me, right? When you said Thuram, I thought it was Lilian Thuram's son for Roma, but this is the other young Thuram, right? But bearing in mind
his other son.
Yeah, so bearing in mind though, this Thuram, he's been mainly playing for Nice B team though, you know. He hasn't really played a lot of games for this guy. So that's the only thing that we'd have to be mindful of. We're probably getting for about 18 mil, if that was the case. So if we were, that could possibly be, Amonde was asked earlier about academy development players who probably come in at the same level as probably Harvey Elliott or Carvalho, where he'll be part of the development, and Calvin Ramsey as well. I think he'd probably come in on that level for us, building up our squad.
Okay, Mr. Ford today says, what about West Ham's Paqueta?
It's Brazilian Paqueta, isn't it? Okay, didn't really think of that.
Good shot, but I don't know if that'll be a realistic option right now. Someone to sell him right now. But it depends, actually, because Moyes is on shaky ground, so
that's true.
You never know.
I'd rather get Declan.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, he's going to cost the same as like Bellingham money, bro.
Yeah, I know, but what I want and what we're going to get is going to be totally.
So, and the last player I will talk about is Dortmund are planning to offer a new contract to Yusufa Moukoko. So what they're willing to do is a shrewd tactic that they offer him a contract, basically. So it's not a full-term contract, but it just means that they get some money and that Moukoko gets some money if he decides to move on. So they get to keep him for another year, basically, and not lose him on a free.
Right. Okay.
That's what they're trying to play, trying to play smart, basically. So his current deal expires in the summer, and with him currently free to negotiate with clubs to sign as a free agent in the summer. So Liverpool have been credited with interest, along with the likes of Chelsea, Newcastle, and Barcelona. So Dortmund could be willing to agree to a new contract for Moukoko, but with certain terms, basically. So it's claimed that Dortmund would put in a clause that would enable them to get a fee for Moukoko's services in the summer, as well as a player receiving some extra money from the potential deal.
Okay.
Boy, that sounds real complicated, doesn't it?
Complicated.
But he's a very exciting player. I like him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, well, obviously he hasn't signed a new contract as of yet. No. Dortmund are trying to pull out all the stops in a roundabout way to get a contract, and it's just like, it sounds really complicated, and he must be real special for Dortmund to go into operate in such a manner.
No, they can see potential in him.
That deal there sounds like what Juve, Real Madrid, and Barcelona do as well. They do a lot of those type deals, and also the owners from Udinese, are they still the owners from Watford? They do those same type contract deals with a lot of their players as well. So that's smart.
See, this is the kind of thing that Con's talking about.
Yeah,
we could learn a lesson or two here.
Yeah, that's true.
Learn a lesson or two. It's true that you're right. You don't really want to. All right, then cool. What we do? We do a little deal, so we get a little fee for you. You get a little money, and you get to move on at the same time. But you know what? We just get another year of your service and done. So it's a win-win situation, basically. All right, gentlemen, are you ready? Stoney sounds ready to me.
Ready for what? Ready for what?
Come on, man. Come on.
What's happening?
Is he busting a quiz?
Well, come on. You see? Come on, man.
I haven't got my paper or anything.
Listen, I had to do it, man. It's been a minute. I had to.
I haven't got my paper or anything.
Okay. Con, are you ready?
I've never been with you when you do a quiz, so I'll go and look for some paper and pen.
What for? We can't see.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But Stoney said he ain't got no paper, so
let me just explain something to you. What we do pen and paper for is that so we can see that nobody ain't cheating, basically. So what is you have to write down your answer. So when you give your answer, you can show it.
But how's that one going to work?
Right. So now with you, Con, if Stoney answers first and Preds answers, then you could just use that and say, "Oh yeah," and join in and jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. So, Con needs to show his face.
You've got to show your boat race, mate. You got to show your boat race.
He says that's Con falling asleep. He's still here with us. All right. So, Con, what I'm gonna do then?
No, do you know what? Artie? I got more devices. You say the question, and I'll just text it to you. How's that?
Right. Man said he got more devices.
Nah, because you can be using your devices in Google, Black. Nah.
Okay.
Now you just put yourself in a proper pickle.
But you know I got more than one device, don't you?
So, I know that. But what I'm trying to say
that's fine. Just don't put me in the quiz. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that might be the best way.
That's the best one.
Oh, the pressure.
Stoney and Preds.
The pressure.
That's unfair for Preds, man.
It is because the Blakes will beat him and come second.
Okay.
You know what? He's right. He's right. Listen, I'm not stupid enough to not know that Stoney's got a couple of gold medals, bruv. More than a couple of gold medals.
Listen. it's level playing field today because you know what the quiz is about.
It's New Year.
No, it's going to be it's level playing field, right? You've got as much chance as Stoney has because I'm going to give you. I've got about 30 questions here, but I'm going to only use 10 today.
Yeah.
It's all about the World Cup.
Oh my gosh. It has to be about Liverpool, man.
No, see? It says level playing field. Look at Preds now. Look at it.
No. All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Right? Okay. So, and don't forget, panel, you can join in as well, but please do me a favor. Don't write your answers until these guys have already spoken, please. Yeah? That's the best way to do it. All right. Let me just make my list here.
Sorry, hold on. Let me just get ready.
So,
wow, he's taking his top off.
Stoney, Preds, so I can keep score. All right, cool. Okay, gentlemen, right. First question number 1. Okay. Which club had 3 players starting in the World Cup final? Atletico Madrid, PSG, Real Madrid, or Tottenham Hotspurs?
In the final, yeah?
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Which club had 3 players starting in the World Cup final? Atletico Madrid, PSG, Real Madrid, or Tottenham Hotspurs?
Just need to find something where I could just write this one.
You're all right there, Prince. All right. Yes. Okay. Question number 2. Which of these players did not score a goal in the knockout stages? Denzel Dumfries, Jordan Henderson, Pepe, Cristiano Ronaldo.
In the knockout stages.
Mm-hmm. Which of these players did not score a goal in the knockout stages? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Question number 3. In which stage of the tournament were Argentina not given a penalty? The last 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, or the final? Boom, 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 boom. Prince, have you answered that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. You look like he was you know what I mean? That vein there, I saw it kind of.
I'm just trying to see if I can rub a bit more hair to bolster up my hairline.
All right. Number 4. Who was the only player to score 2 goals in 2 different games? Lionel Messi, Goncalo Ramos, Mbappe, Olivier Giroud.
Sorry, repeat that again.
I wear the box. Who was the only player to score 2 goals in 2 different games? Messi, Goncalo Ramos, Mbappe, Giroud. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, if you don't get this one, I swear it's Stoney. I might just have to pack up and go out. Who scored Qatar's only goal as the host lost all 3 of their matches? Akram Afif, Al-Moiz Ali, Asim Maboudi, Mohamed Muntari. What's this about?
Okay. Could you just say those names again for me, please?
Yeah, I thought
Akram
you would.
Afif, Al-Moiz Ali, Asim Madibo, Mohamed Muntari. Polar Knight says, I love the men's cam. It's the perfect evaluation of beard growth.
At last, someone has seen it.
Okay. Question number 6. How many yellow cards did England receive in their 5 matches? Was it 1, 4, or 6? Number 7. Who was the youngest manager in Qatar? Aliou Cisse, Walid Regragui, Lionel Scaloni, Gareth Southgate.
Say those names again, please.
Oh, did you have to? Aliou Cisse, Walid Regragui, Lionel Scaloni, Gareth Southgate.
Okay. No, Gareth Southgate is tell the truth.
Okay. Question number 8. Which team won a game in which they had 18% of the possession? Japan, Morocco, Cameroon, Tunisia. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh my God, I got to move. The dog's licking the Vaseline pot.
Jeez.
I know.
Hey, that might be a tactic.
Madness is this?
That might be a tactic in us. Yo, Preds, like them tactic your boss there now.
No, listen, mate. The dog's on the sofa, giving it all large, tucking into the Vaseline tub.
Wow.
I don't know.
All right. So we move on to question number 9. Morocco became the first African team to play in a World Cup semi-final. Who were the first African team to play in a World Cup in a World Cup quarter-final? So Morocco became the first African team to play in a World Cup semi-final. Who were the first African team to play in a World Cup quarter-final? Egypt, Morocco, Cameroon, Ghana. And gentlemen, there might be some extra points up for grabs when we go through them answers. If you can give me some names and all that kind of business, we might give you some extra points, yeah?
Why do you have to encourage Stoney?
Because he likes that. He likes that, man. He loves that.
One,
all right.
2, 3.
Last question. Yeah, I'll save the rest for next week. Oh yeah. Oh, there's some lovely ones. Oh, yeah. Another. Yeah. All right. So I'll save the other 12 for next week.
All right.
Brilliant.
All right. So final question, number 10, gentlemen. Which team did not have a single shot in one of their games? Qatar, Wales, Costa Rica, or the USA? So you don't ramp with the quiz master, you know.
Okay, cool.
What was those options again, please? What was those options again?
Lord God, all out.
Sound like my own man there.
Hold on. You say 4-2?
Stop it, it's getting scary now.
Which team did not have a single shot in one of their games? Qatar, Wales, Costa Rica, or the USA? Okay. Right. Now it's that time, gentlemen. It's that time. So, question 1, gentlemen. Which club had 3 players starting in the World Cup finals? Let's see your answers, gents.
I've gone Spurs.
Can you see that at the top? Oh, what team? I've got. Am I allowed to say it if you can't see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Atletico.
Atletico.
Atletico. Okay, I haven't got my
Atletico.
specs on, mate. I haven't got my specs on. Polar Knight said you have to be nice to Preds, respect your elders. And he said the dog just needs it for when he meet a lady dog. Smart dog, he's planning ahead. I can't believe he even said that out loud. You didn't need it, right. He's just, look, I need to go and do something. You have to give the details, bro.
Yeah, but it was just a shock. It was just a shock. You know, when the double take. Whoa!
Isn't that saying too much information?
That was too much information. That was too much information.
Hey, it'll be good for a video short though. Anyway,
Con, did you know that one, Con, by any chance?
No, I texted you them, and I think I put PSG.
Oh, you did you? All right. Let me have a quick butchers, gentlemen. Just give me 1 minute. Let's have a quick butchers of what Con's put down there. He put Spurs for that one as well. It was actually Atletico Madrid. Well done, Stoney. Okay. Molina, Rodrigo de Paul, and Antoine Griezmann.
That's my player. Remember Rodrigo de Paul?
Yeah, I know. You have to tell me that. I know that. I know that. Okay. Question number 2. Which of these players did not score a goal in the knockout stages?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I've got Ronaldo.
And Con did put Ronaldo as well. Okay. Everyone got that one correct. It's currently 2-1. Ronaldo has scored in 5 different World Cups, but never in a knockout match.
Gee.
Imagine that. Number 3, in which stage of the tournament were Argentina not given a penalty?
I put the semi-final.
I can't believe, Preds, if I could reach down the screen and give you one dry one, how are you going to say the final, bro? What did Messi not score?
Yeah, it was. It was a scent from the dog. The dog in it. Reds.
Are you serious, bro?
That's the question. That's the question. That was the question. That is the question.
I can't
I had to
believe
shoot off.
Anybody would put. That's one of the best finals you've ever seen in your life, and you're going to forget that.
I forgot.
Listen, it's goalkeeper. Remember, he's a goalkeepers union. You know, goalkeepers are not righted in their head. You know that?
Yeah, no, for real. To play that position, you have to be a bit doolally. It was actually the last 16.
Okay.
Lionel Messi scored 4 penalties.
So I got
One was in the final.
Wow. Okay.
Saudi Arabia in the group, Netherlands in the quarterfinals, Croatia in the semi-finals, and France in the final. Preds.
I know. It's all foxy. We've been
We
away
also
too long.
missed one against Poland in the group.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So there was 19 penalties at the tournament, and Argentina were awarded 5 of them. Who was the only player to score 2 goals in 2 different games?
I got Mbappe.
Yeah. Can you see? Mbappe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Preds?
You put Gary Lineker.
I put Roger Miller. I can't spell his name. Giroud.
Okay. 3-1 to Stoney. Mbappe scored twice for France against Poland, and in the last 16 tie, and 3 times against Argentina.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at my things. What I've sent you as well.
Yeah, you got Mbappe, but you're not in this. I'm just yeah. You're there, but don't worry.
He's got a couple of right answers, and now he wants to get in there.
And he hasn't even answered all the questions.
I forgot, you know. Someone. Go on.
This next question, RT, is this where you get the bonus points?
Hold on, nights. What kind of song that? Because they got used to life disappointment, which means they're ready for me. Yeah, is this one of your people's, Preds?
Who's that?
Polar Knights.
No, sir.
You're on Twitch. That's cool though. We've reached out on Twitch now.
Yeah.
Is that Twitch?
Yeah, they're from a Twitch stream. Welcome, Polar Knights.
Welcome.
Okay. All right. So where are we at now? Question
This
5.
has to be the bonus one, Artie. This
question
has
5?
to be the bonus question, man.
Question 5.
Yes, this has to be. You mentioned that not only going to get points, but it has to be.
I said maybe. Yeah.
No, come on, man. It has to be bonuses on this.
You see what I mean?
You can't tell me which ones needs to be the bonus.
Oh,
that means you're going to be a bit. You know what I mean? That's not fair.
All right, cool. Go.
Right. Who scored Qatar's only goal as the host?
If any of you lot get this, you're cheating because I know the only role is. His name is Muntari. All
right, Preds, let's see what you got.
Listen, I put number 4. I can't remember the brother's name.
Hold on.
So I put number 4.
Well, to be fair, it was number 4.
What do you mean number 4? What are you talking about?
It was number 4. It was answer number 4.
It
was the fourth name that I read out.
Oh, okay. All right. But
Akram, remember, I said Akram, Afif,
yeah,
Al Moiz Ali,
yeah,
Asim Madubi, and then I said Mohammed Muntari.
Oh, so it's not Muntari.
Yeah, Muntari. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cool.
He was the 4th one. So, all right, Preds, well done.
So, and me.
Yeah.
Oh, check Stonia and me and me.
And Con, it wasn't Ali. Yeah.
Bingy put Bruce Ali as well.
Question number 6. How many yellow cards did England receive in their 5 matches?
This is too hard, man. I wasn't too sure about this one. I put 4.
Okay. Preds?
I put 1.
Preds is pulling it back.
Okay.
Preds is pulling it back.
What? Can I give you a break?
Preds, did you just know that I've done number 4 as well, but did you guess that?
No. This is not a guessing game, mate.
Yeah, he put 4. And guess which player it was who got booked?
Sacco.
No, come on, man. Our favourite player.
Bellingham.
Come on, man.
It was Rice. It was Rice, wasn't it?
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire was the only England player booked in the quarter-final against France.
Oh, right.
As England won the Fair Play Trophy.
Good old England.
Yeah.
It's good sports.
Ooh.
All right, I might give you a bonus point if you could tell me the manager's age in this one for number 7.
Okay. I've got the bonus points then.
Who was the youngest manager in Qatar?
Right. So how much bonus points do we get?
1.
1?
Yeah, 1.
Man, look how you're trying to dictate things.
It's a bonus point.
Okay, so what's the ride now then? Yeah, we've got Scolari and he's 44.
Scaloni,
sorry, and he's 44.
I might have to accept your first answer. Let me check with the panel.
Yeah, it's Scaloni and he's 44.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, Scaloni and he's 44.
Preds.
Scaloni. I put in Lionel Scaloni.
Easy. All right. No, what's your age guess, Preds?
44.
Get out of here, man.
Look, it's there.
Where? We can't see that. That says 32.
No, he's put 44.
He only just put, as soon as he put the pad down, he wrote it down. You never see him write it down and put the circle around it.
See, you're bad-minded, you know.
No, listen, I think Stevie Wonder saw that, mate. All right, now he was 44, to be clear. Question number 8. Which team won a game in which they had 18% possession?
This is a tricky
Bingy
one.
said 37, Scaloni.
Oh, that's the wrong Scaloni, Bingy. That may be the guy who works at your workplace. God.
Oh, he works in Pizza Express. That's a 37.
Right, hold on. What was the next question? What?
Making me cry.
Hold on, Con.
I've got.
Hey, even Con got that one. He said the third one. He didn't remember the name. He just put the third one.
Yeah. Here's my one. The team at 18% is Tunisia.
Tunisia and Preds.
I put Morocco, but I think I put Morocco in the wrong one. But hey, I'll put Morocco.
All right, and Con put Cameroon. Bingy said Tunisia, and then he said, "Yeah, clearly." It was actually Japan, gentlemen.
Japan.
Spain made 1,058 passes in their group game against Japan, but still lost 2-1.
Oh my God! How many passes?
1,058.
Wow. Jeez.
Okay, final question, gentlemen.
No, there's two more.
No, this is number 10.
No, this is number 9.
No, this is number 9.
Oh, yeah, sorry, number 9, sorry. My bad, number 9. Morocco became the first African team to play in the World Cup semi-final. Who was the first African team to play in the World Cup quarter-final?
And I've got Cameroon.
Why are you writing now, Preds?
That's what I'm saying to you.
No,
You
look,
see?
I've got what I've got is I've got Cameroon, but I've also
is
but what
Titiitis.
but
That's
what
what
I
you've
did
got.
no, but
You've
what
got
I done was
Titiitis.
Oh, you put
no,
the year.
what I done was I put the year of 1990 and they lost to England.
Oh.
Wow.
That wasn't a bonus point though, but that's good.
But it could be.
My friend. Hey.
That's very good.
Okay. Yep, Cameroon at Italia 1990.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
All right, then.
Right.
And now the final question. Sorry, my bad, gentlemen. Which team did not have a single shot in one of their games?
It pains me to say it because I've got.
I think I got this one wrong. I don't mind saying it anyway.
But I think it's Wales.
Yeah, I got Wales as well. You both got Wales.
You're both wrong.
Is it?
Is it?
It was actually Costa Rica.
What?
Costa Rica did not have a shot in their 7-0 defeat to Spain. It was the first time in 32 years that a team had gone a whole World Cup game without a shot. Since Costa Rica did have the same in their defeat to Brazil at Italia 90.
Wow. Yeah, I thought it was Wales. Okay.
Unfortunately not, gentlemen. Okay.
The wife's not going to be happy. She's Welsh.
Oh, dear. Okay, so after that steward's inquiry, so Bingy's put Cameroon and then Qatar as well. Yep, Cameroon was correct. That's right, Bingy. Qatar was incorrect for the last one.
Stoney, well done, mate.
7-5, Stoney. 7-5. I could have actually made it 7-6 because he did gave me Italia 90.
Give me it, man. Come on.
You could have, but you never said that was going to be the bonus point, though.
Yeah, it's true that.
Hold on.
If you're talking about bonus points, and I could have drew a card. When you said about the player, I'd have said Montari, Qatar lost 3-1 to Senegal. I mean, Montari scored in the 78th minute. So those would have been like extra points there. But I didn't want to throw that in there.
I don't care what you.
I'm worried. I might have to start excluding you from these quizzes, bro. Seriously,
Listen,
I might have to start. Nah.
I'm just taking one step at a time. Just give me the bonus.
Stoney.
Give me the bonus.
Now, seriously, Stoney. No. Come on now.
That's bad, man.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Look how serious he is.
I'm very serious. Those would have been, if that was the full question, I would have had those points in there. You do your research and tell me if I'm not right.
I don't have to. You've done it.
See, I told you.
I'm not doubting you.
Told you.
It's just like, how the hell, bro?
I like football. I keep telling you guys that I like football.
No, you don't
He's
like
an encyclopedia of football, man.
You love football. You don't like football. You love football.
No, fair play, mate. Fair play. You be on my
that was good anyway. That was class,
I must say, gentlemen, I must say, brilliant. Very good to be back. We have Brighton.
Yeah.
upcoming. So we're definitely back with a show about the Brighton game.
Yeah.
Any predictions for the Brighton game, gentlemen, before we leave?
My predictions are always incorrect. So I'm going to leave it to Preds and Honest Con to give predictions.
Now, what you should then say, if your predictions are always incorrect, you should say a Brighton win.
Okay. And I'll get
Oh.
Con.
Con.
2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Okay. Preds.
Where are we playing? Is it away?
Yeah.
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah, we're playing away.
Yeah, I can win. I can see us winning a sneaky 2-1.
That's exactly going to be my score as well. 2-1. I'm going to go with 2-1.
2-1.
We'll get that. All right, peoples. Thank you very much for joining in.
Cool.
Yeah, I know it's been patient as well, waiting for us to come back. But yeah, man, we are back, and we will now be back regular as well every Thursday once again in our normal spot, 10 o'clock. You know where to find us. It's all about YouTube. Big shouts goes out to the FTB Sports crew. And yeah, keep it locked. Big shouts goes out, Con.
Yeah.
We a cop man. What side round there dribble? Brother.
sorry, my headphones are on. Yeah, good evening.
Big shouts goes out, Preds.
So, guys.
Hey, listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and it's fantastic to be back.
I'm telling you.
Be back amongst yourselves and talking to the crew, to everyone else. And I think everyone was batting down my door asking when we're back on.
Yep.
Well, we're back on. So share, subscribe, and what else do you say?
Like,
that's it. See it there.
that's the one. Stokey, my brother.
Thank you very much, Artie. Thank you very much, Preds and Honest Con. Thanks. It was lovely being back. I know I definitely needed it, and I look forward to returning and getting some comments and feedback and talking about Liverpool every Thursday from 10 o'clock on KopTalk. So thank you, everyone.
Lovely. Peoples, peace out. Do remember, just share, like, and subscribe. See you next week. Yeah. Oh, tell it. Hey, Preds.
Yo, there we go. Merchandising, yeah?
Yeah, that's how we doing. Get at us, man. Get at us. You can get yours right here. Yeah, get at us. Yeah? Woo.
Oh,
Jeez. Don't watch the Christmas belly.
Next thing as well.
Yeah. Listen, I'm talking to you about that just now. Trust me.
Okay.